Here's a myth I hear all the time. I've got a will, so my legacy is taken care of. I wish it were that simple. The truth is, a will is only one small piece of the puzzle. If your plan stops there, you may be leaving behind headaches, unnecessary taxes, and even family conflict. So let's bust this myth wide open, because real legacy planning is about more than just dividing up assets. I'm Rim Rawashte, a wealth advisor and a CFA charter holder. I work with families in their 40s, 50s, and 60s who want to protect what they've built, grow it wisely, and pass it on with clarity. And today, I want to show you why a simple will isn't enough, and what you should be thinking about if you want your legacy to be a gift, not a burden. The myth is that a will equals a plan. You write down who gets what, sign it, and you're done. But here's the truth. A will doesn't avoid probate. That means your heirs could be tied up in court, paying fees, and waiting for months, sometimes years, to settle your estate. A will doesn't protect against taxes in many cases, and a will doesn't address one of the biggest issues, how your wealth actually impacts your family. That's why so many estates with perfectly good wills still lead to conflict, stress, and wealth that disappears within 1 or 2 generations. Let me give you an example. A client came to me after her father passed. He had a will, everything was spelled out, but the estate went into probate, which tied up assets for nearly 18 months. The family had to cover expenses out of pocket, while the attorneys worked through the process. On top of that, no one had prepared the next generation for managing significant wealth. And within a few years, most of that inheritance was gone. The will was clear, but the plan wasn't complete. What does real legacy planning look like? Think of it as having different sleeves of planning, each with a purpose. The legal sleeve. Yes, you need a will, but also trusts to avoid probate, protect assets, and manage distributions on your terms. A tax sleeve. Strategies like charitable giving, family foundations, or donor advised funds. They can minimize taxes and maximize impact. A family sleeve. Preparing heirs through family meetings, shared values, and clear communication. This part is often overlooked, but it's what makes wealth last. Philanthropy sleeve. If giving back matters to you, structure it so your values live on. Together, these pieces create a legacy that is efficient, tax smart, and aligned with your family's goals. So let's call it clearly. The myth, having a will means your estate is fully planned, and the truth, a will alone leaves gaps, legal, tax, and emotional, that can cost your family time, money, and peace of mind. Legacy isn't just about transferring wealth, it's about transferring wisdom, values, and clarity. One of my favorite client stories is a family who took this to heart. They didn't just set up trusts. They held annual family meetings where they explained their decisions, talked about charitable goals, and even created a family mission statement. When they eventually passed, the transition wasn't just smooth. It actually brought the family closer. Their wealth became a tool for unity, not division. And that's the power of going beyond the will. So what can you do today? 3 steps. Review your documents. If all you have is a will, ask yourself, what's missing? Do you have trusts, powers of attorney, healthcare directives? Number 2, think about taxes. How can you pass wealth efficiently? Sometimes small changes like titling assets differently make a huge difference. Number 3, talk to your family. Don't let your legacy be a surprise. Clarity today prevents conflict tomorrow. A will is important, but it's just the start. True legacy planning makes sure your wealth is protected, your taxes are minimized, and most importantly, your family is united. If you want a legacy that lasts longer than a generation, let's talk. You can reach me at rzrwealth.com. And if this helped shift your thinking, subscribe and join me next time when we'll bust another common myth: that diversification doesn't matter once you've built enough wealth. Thanks for watching, and here's to building a legacy that's more than just about money.